I was supposed to arrive in Guangzhou yesterday at 10 a.m., meet my friend, drive together to the countryside, and have a 2 days tea workshops on the tea field. Instead, my flight was delayed by 13 hours. I arrived in this place at 2 a.m. in the morning, went to bed, got up this morning, and the situation didn't change. It's pouring rain like hell. My backup plan was to go to the Fangcun tea market, but that's an open air market, kind of, and I would get wet within 3 steps. Hi.
Oh, nice to meet
How
you.
are you?
Good. And you are doing the YouTube thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Spencer, what did you bring me here?
Oh, this is the typical Guangdong Canton dim sum place. So usually people start the day with dim sum along with herbal tea.
Okay. Okay. Here is our dim sum arriving, actually.
Oh, yes. This is like a very special cake that it makes with coconut milk and also mango juice.
What is this?
It's porridge. It's a very it has a name. It's like, you know, the small boat, usually like it's like a cannon, small cannon, usually in Venice, but we have like a similar shape in
Guangzhou.
in
We do
Guangzhou.
it on the roads after the rain.
Yes. Actually, you know, English fishermen, they went out fishing, and then for breakfast they usually cook this kind of porridge, usually with rice, and then with their newly caught fish, and they would just cut it in pieces and then throw it in the porridge and cook. So it has like a very poetic name. It's called the boaty porridge. I don't know, something like
What
that.
about that one
This
here?
is like a pudding made of tofu.
Tofu pudding. Well, I
Yeah.
would say let's get started.
Yeah, it's really good taste. I like this very much. It's a special dessert.
We have eaten so much, and the prices here are really, really good, much better than Shanghai, actually.
Yes, you can compare.
Are you ready for the rain?
Yes, we're ready. So let's go.
Let's go. Spencer and I first met in 2015 in Shantou, when she was still a college student, actually,
Yes.
and she helped me with translation. Now she has got her own job in the meantime, and she's driving me downtown. How nice. We arrived in Fangcun. It's a big area. Some is covered like here, some other places are outside. The whole district, maybe an area of 2 by 2 kilometers, is just one tea shop next to the other. No, not sure. Yes, I remember here. Yeah, because some of the shops do also have nannuoshan. Not many, it's mainly puerh. But I remember that some of those had it, and I think it was here that I took some samples. Some of the shops have a lot of different teas, and some other are really specialized in some area. This shop here is all about puerh. Look at this row. It's all different grade of Lao Chato. Let's have a look.
It's kind of a mixture of different tea.
Yeah.
In this
Because
gigantic
one
tea.
thing that you know is that most of the stuff you see here is actually fake, especially
Okay.
when they make the big names like Bingdao, Laobanzhang. It's where really you have to be very careful.
I see.
While walking around, we have found a collector of antique teapot, Gaiwan, and teacup. We have been speaking for him quite a while, and the feeling that we have got is that he's telling us the truth. He doesn't pretend that all the stuff in the shop is super old. There is new stuff, old, less old, and he has been collecting for several years. Actually, he's also an engineer, has been collecting all these teapots for several years, and just a few years ago decided to start the selling. Have a look. We have here, for example, a collection of Gaiwan, and all the shop is divided in different areas. We have on this side here, we have different teapots from Chaozhou, and he was telling us it's relatively easy for him to find Chaozhou teapot old from, let's say, the 80s and the 70s. It's way more difficult to find for Yixing. So he says the Yixing teapot that he has in this shop are actually relatively new, which makes sense. We are in Guangdong and Yixing is farther up north, but Chaozhou is just around the corner. So in this part here, you see old Chaozhou teapots from the 80s and 70s, while here are actually Yixing teapot from recent years. And then it continues his collection here with all the different Gaiwan and the different cups. I really like a lot personally these motifs. The red ones here are really cute, in my opinion. And also some blue one that we have here on this side, because we already put on the table a few items. We have been asking the prices and starting negotiating a lot to try to get the price as low as possible. It's pretty expensive stuff. I'm having here a Sheng Pu'er from 2009. It is from Shang in Yongde. It was stored here in Guangzhou ever since this shop has been existing for the past 24 years. It opens in year 2000, and they bought this tea in 2009 and have been storing it here. The taste is surprisingly clean for being a Guangdong storage. It has aged pretty well. In fact, the cake is also relatively dark. It's kind of a little bit floral, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah?
She mentioned it's the orchid flower. It sticks to the glass and even after 5 minutes.
I couldn't tell if it's really orchid, but it has a little bit of florality.
Yeah.
This is the cake. Here it says Shang Yongde, and that's how the leaves look like. Now we switch to EU. This is the third one. Tisan
第三道
is the third brew. It's EU from Manhei.
麻黑和
麻
漏
黑
水洞。
So it's the border between Mahei and Lo Shuidong. And this is the cake. It is a cake from 2004. You can see that is much darker than the one we have seen before. And this cake, 2004, was stored from 2004 always in Guangdong, or at the beginning was stored in Yunnan?
它这个茶它是一开始在云南存，还是一直就放在
一直在广东吗？
always in
对
广东？
对，云南原来不存茶。
in Yunnan they
They don't have the storage. Yeah, so they bought it back in that at that time. And the taste, I mean, you can tell that it has been aged in a place with high temperature, like here. It becomes fairly dark. But also, this cake is very clean. Sometimes when you have this wet storage, you get a little bit of
rocks.
yeah, like an off taste to me that is definitely not present here. Is clean. That's simply how it is. And differently than the previous one, it doesn't have this floral aroma that we've seen before, but some kind of sweetness, maybe a little bit.
Yes, a little bit.
A little bit of licorice. Licorice. How to say licorice? I smell. I don't know if you know that the black sticks. I don't know how to say that in Chinese. I will show that to you.
上面那个是收音的麦克风，云台，然后试着找一个角度这样子去拍。
So the tea that we are drinking now is from Bulan, 2005. It is not from a specific location, but it was collected by different
By
places in
different
Bulan,
places in
right?
Bulan.
Because 2005 was kind of a transition year when people really started pressing teas from a specific location. So this one is more a mix representative of the whole Bulan area. What do we expect from Bulan? Strength.
Strong.
Let's see if the tea is as strong as expected. We had before 2004 EU
义乌大雪山。
and that's Shang, and the EU is supposed to be lighter
Lighter.
in taste.
Yeah.
Would you confirm?
Yes.
And this is also the first brew, so it's pretty powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
It's already a little bit bitter and astringent. 有颗 no 苦和
有点
涩
so.
都有. So it's both stringent and astringent and bitter a little bit, even if it is just the first brew. 6颗 6 So it's only 6 grams because the teapot is a little bit smaller. 茶壶比较小
茶壶比较小。
So they are using a smaller teapot, so they put just 6 grams, and nonetheless, this is definitely kicking.
Yes.
E 5茶是刚开始喝的也会喜欢，然后喝到
Cheers.
Cheers.
You have to tell me, Spencer, which one do you like the best?
Uh,
EU or
EU.
EU you prefer?
Yeah,
It's too
I
strong,
prefer you.
especially before having lunch.
Yes.
你们喜欢什么茶？EU还是布朗？布朗不是很喜欢布朗。
怎么讲呢？
这个是布朗2005 EU 2004。
对对，就是其实不一样的风格。就是如果是我们来讲的话呢，我们会在不同的天气或者不同的季节选不一样的。就比如说，萝卜青菜你很难去想到底哪一个好啊。但是比如说我们 选义乌茶。义乌茶呢，你会觉得可能晚上啊或者早上喝一杯特别舒服。那比如说这种吃饱饭之后，你喝一杯浓强的，你又觉得特别的舒服。
So Spencer, what did she say?
She replied that it really depends on the occasions and time and season, of course. So if it's, for example, after dinner or lunch, you prefer something stronger. If it's in the morning, you prefer something light.
Okay, okay.
She prefers something light.
So depending on the time.
Time, yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
okay. So what we have here, we have two different tuo-chan. We switch to the tuo-chan. They have from the same year,
Yeah, from the same year, 2004 and
2002, she said.
okay, sorry.
Arlin R,
2002
2002, from the same area,
In the same region, but two different tea makers.
Menghai area. And the difference is that this is more, let's say, the common grade,
Common grade.
tuo-cha, and they're saying that this is a much higher quality. And just the smell of it, you can clearly see a notable difference. There is a tiny bit of smokiness in here that she was saying is very much sought after these days. Let's find out what it's all about. Maybe we can have a taste of both of them,
Yeah.
one next to each other. That would be great.
Yes.
It has some smokiness, but it's not extremely pronounced. It's like I don't know. I mean, it's nothing compared to a Genshan Shaozhong, but it's just there a tiny bit on the background to give more fullness to the taste. While the other tuo-cha, it has more of how can I say? It reminds me bread. Yeah, it reminds me the taste of bread. And they are both in taste not as aged as the Bing Cha, maybe because it's tuo-cha and the air doesn't really go so easily into the tuo.
So she said that this represented two different directions of fragrance in the puerh tea market currently. She said that this special, this particularity of the tea is because of the fragrance. That's how make the prices difference between the high end and the normal tea.
Hand. And for you, which is the one? Now, don't think of the price really.
Okay.
Which is the one that Spencer liked the most? Which of the two directions?
I think I like the one with the particularity.
With the smokiness?
Yeah, the smokiness. This one takes like a little bit
Flat?
blend too.
Yeah. Yeah, this has more to it. But the good thing is that the smokiness is not excessive. No, it's not
It's
disturbing.
not. Yeah.
It's like just making it more complex and more complete in a way.
Yes.
We have just finished the tasting inside this building. This is as you can read it there, Guangdong Fangcun Cha Ye Cheng, which means the Fangcun tea market in Guangdong. It is this building that is fairly long actually, and it extends inside on 2 floors. But this is not the end of the story, because on the other side of the road there is much more. We just crossed the road and look at these all different tea shops all around here, and of course behind there. We are going out from another market. It's actually already pretty late and most shops are closed. We will walk a little bit on the road and see if we can find any other places. I was actually thirsty for Hunan Heicha. It's getting darker and darker. I don't know, it seems it's everything closed here. What do you think? Shall we call it a day?
Yes.
No success in finding Hunan Heicha. Maybe tomorrow.